30,000 subscribers? What? What's up, guys? This is Joel.
What's up, guys? Joel with Central Florida Performance.
Joel had some stuff laying around in this warehouse here that I'm at, and it's literally covered with dust and sawdust and all kinds of shit. Does anybody want to take a wild guess at what it might be? How about you tell them? Whoa. But first, coffee.
Hiding under all that dust is a 2016 Lowrider S Dyna, and we are going to make it a lot less dusty and much more pretty.
It is literally in pieces. Let's walk you over here real quick. So in the truck here, we won't even open the front door, but in the back we have, there's the frame, swing arm, bottom tree, some assorted pieces. There's the drive line, bunch of boxes of parts. So literally
Tons of
up in parts and pieces. So this is somewhat of an endeavor that was going on, has been going on in the background for what, 6 months?
Oh yeah.
It's been a long time, maybe even longer.
Yeah, hence the dust.
But Joel is with Central Florida Performance, and if you guys haven't checked them out, please do. They have some badass apparel.
We started off as a Facebook group, Central Florida Performance Baggers, but we're like a lifestyle brand. Got a lot of fun fluorescent colors and and gonna be coming out with some new stuff. Came out hot and heavy, and then I kind of cooled things off a little bit, restructuring the company and everything. We're gonna be back at it, and this is the bike that's gonna put us back on the map.
Right on. All right, so from here, I'm gonna take this thing home. We're gonna talk a little more, and then we're gonna lay this out and figure out what parts and pieces we need or might need, and we're gonna let Joel know, and we'll make good things happen.
I cannot wait to see this project take off.
Right on.
All right, dude.
All right, we'll see you on the flip. So on today's episode, guys, we're going to break down what we've got. I'm going to tear the engine down. Today, we're kind of doing a let's see what we have and what we might need type of episode. We do know that the transmission is in good condition. We know that the primary is in decent condition, but we don't know what the engine's like. Really, we don't know what the primary like either. But considering it didn't have a derby cover on it and we could visually see in there, everything appears to be in there and everything appears to be okay. We do have some surface scratches on some stuff. We're going to get some stuff off for powder. We're going to fix some stuff. We're going to do a general tear down and figure out what's what. I don't believe we're going to get all the way through to pulling the flywheel out today. We will go over that. For those of you that are wondering, this isn't exactly a how-to episode. We're going to do the dismantle part first. This is just getting through it. We just want to know what we've got here, what we might need, what's salvageable, what's good, what's not good, stuff like that. When we go to reassemble this thing, I will do a thorough video. I have a feeling we're going to have to potentially ball hone the cylinders. We may have to get them bored over. We might change them. We don't know the condition yet, but chances are we're going to at least do something on the cylinder side and potentially put some cams in it because I happen to have some here that he's interested in. Yeah, just keep that in mind as we go through this episode. Again, I will do a thorough in-depth of what we're doing and how to, but this first initial is just to get it torn down. Let's see where we're at. So with that being said, let's get into it. So we went over the fact that there's Dyna content coming. Does anybody know, or did anybody see that Dyna was in a truck? It was in pieces. You know, I don't know that I filmed me taking all the pieces out. For some reason, I feel like I didn't quite get that on film. So let me show you what we're starting with. We've got a box of parts here. There's some motor mount. Looks like the regulator. There's a foot peg. Master cylinder. It's like a bent brake rod. Looks like a lower. That's for the regulator to mount down on the bottom. There's a chin spoiler that's missing. We've got a plastic tote, everybody's favorite. Clear plastic tote with rotors and this. And oh yeah, we're definitely gonna want to keep these. That goes to the ABS module. Who wants ABS? Throw that on the floor. We don't want that. Over here we've got brake caliper. We got the battery box. We got the little plastic trough that goes on the frame. Looks like we've got the foot peg mounts for both sides, a kickstand. Ooh, we have a wheel speed sensor. That's a good thing. Coil. Oh, it's cracked. But there is a coil, so that's good. There's the cover for the coil. So that's good. Inside this box is a K-bar. Under that box, we've got some Fox fork tubes. And in those two boxes there, we've got some more. We've got the actual tubes. That is the cartridge suspension. Have other parts and pieces under here. We've got the original handlebars with switch boxes. We got a new one of these because the other one bent. We've got an old headlight. We've got a fuel tank and a rear fender, and got a battery cover. That's good. We've got, let's see, these are going to paint, guys. We've got some brand new handlebars in there. Got the triple trees. We got some bearings. This is kind of the front pieces. We got some really cool risers, sprocket. Oh, wire harness. Yay, we'll definitely need that. Looks like we got an axle, front axle. Looks like we potentially have a rear axle. Looks like that's for the swing arm. Looks like we got a couple spacers. That's rear. I can tell you that already. That's rear. That's front. If it had ABS, that's front. That's the big one on the rear. That is the other one on the rear. So we might have some wheel spacing. I don't know what's in here. Oh, yes, I do. Look at that, guys. The heat wave air cleaner cover. They don't make these very often, and I don't think you can get them anymore. We've got some Dyna lowers that came off of eBay. They're in here. Everybody loves eBay for this kind of stuff. We've got some flush mount gas caps. I believe in here we have some Elite Moto. We do. We have some Elite Moto levers. We've got a 5 3/4 day maker headlamp here. Even though that one is good, there's a LED in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, LED faux show. But we got a new one. Looks like we got the headlight ring. So the box says anyways. In here we've got the Fox rear suspension, which actually is not in the box. It is currently hanging on the frame. And then in here, guys, is the exhaust system. So far, if you've been keeping track of the parts we have, we don't have a ton. We've got the rear wheel. It's been powder coated. It's gloss black. It's got a new sprocket mounted on it. There's the front wheel. It's got some newer tires. They are used, but they're new used, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, we have no wheel bearings in the rear. We have one here. We have one there. We have one there. What the hell? Somehow we're missing a wheel bearing. That'll be fun. And then we've got a frame. Here's our frame. Freshly powder coated. It's keeping the dust off of it. Swing arm. Let's talk about Joel's engine here. We have a powertrain that's sitting here on the table. You gotta love my little plastic cart. It can't handle the weight, obviously. For sure, this thing is gonna go in the trash. We'll have to get a new one. Anyways, let's cover what we're working on here, which is the driveline or powertrain to a 2016 FXDLS. This engine, just so you guys know, a little bit of a backstory. This engine was in an accident. This motorcycle got, I'm not even sure if it got T-boned. It kind of got somewhat T-boned. The front end was smashed. Fork tube was broken in half. It at one time had a twin cooling system. You can kind of see the impact. It broke these fins. It nicked these. Because these are damaged in the manner they are, we cannot fix that. We're going to attempt to fix this and potentially get it repowdered. Joel's looking at potentially going with gloss black, which I think would be amazing. I always think gloss black is extremely tasteful. We'll do gloss black inner primary, gloss black outer primary. I personally would like to gloss black the engine cases as well. We got time to talk to him about that and see if we'll get there or not, but that's going to be his decision. Backing up again. So because of this damage, we have another set of heads over here. We're going to put them on to replace because that's not fixable. This is the damage on the cam cover. I'm not sure how well this will actually render on camera, but these are chunky. These are big, deep cuts. Like it hit the pavement for sure. I'm going to attempt to smooth this ring out and probably take the lip off. You see there's a little overhang. I may grind that completely smooth just to make it a little unique. And then again, this is going to get powder coated. So if we can just fix that, then we can have it reshot. I believe we're going to get all the covers powder coated, maybe even some of the starter body. If I disassemble the starter, we can monkey around with doing that gloss black as well. But this is the state we're in currently. We're not even 100% that this engine runs. I mean, there's no real reason why this engine shouldn't be running. Should be a perfectly fine engine. It was running great when it got hit. It should continue to be running great. So first step is let's fix these. And what I'm going to use to fix these guys, I already kind of got them out just to cheat. We're going to use this for sure. Or this one. Well, these are the same pads. But we'll change between the different pads. We've got a softer, this is a semi-aggressive wire wheel. I may or may not use some of this. I'll probably start just to let it, like, I say eat into it, but let it kind of smooth all that out. We also have a round flapper disc or sanding disc. This is good for being able to flatten out a spot pretty easily without eating into it quickly, because that's the other thing, you can eat into it. I'm going to use a drill, guys. So I know I just grabbed that and you're like, what are you doing? I'm going to do all this with a hand drill. I'm not going to use air right now. My compressor's a little bit small to do this sustained. So I'm going to use this. I can start real slow and then I can speed it up to, you know, whatever I want. And because I'm not eating into this real deep, guys, I don't need to necessarily use air. So we're going to do this with battery powered, which I'm assuming most of you at home would have. Not everybody's going to have air at their disposal. We're also going to do the same thing over here. Once we get over here, guys, I'm just going to say this ahead of time because you're going to watch me and I'm not going to walk you through it. But the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this twin cam cover in place and on here, so that if for any reason I do decide to come down to this lip, I can just go all the way around until we're flat. Now I may do this by hand. I've got a grinder here with a flapper disc on it. I also have some regular discs, so I may alternate between. If I alternate something, I'll kind of show it to you on the camera, just so you see what disc I'm using to achieve what effect. Anyhow, with all of that being said, we're going to do this again using battery power, or we're also going to be using electric flapper disc. So we can start this process with a flapper disc, but a flapper disc eats pretty quick, and I don't want to do that again. Start with the drill. We're going to make some, we're going to smooth that out, eat a little bit away at this, and try to smooth this transition, make this nice and smooth, and eventually we'll make it disappear, so that once it's powdered, you'll never know that it was there. And again, we're going to come around here and do the exact same thing on this side. So I'm just going to shut up and let you watch. I'm going to have to show you something, guys, on what this wire wheel does. I don't know if you can actually see this on camera from that angle, but I'll bring you down here in just a second. Let's finish cleaning this up. Okay, guys, so this turned out really nice in my opinion. Let's take a look at what we're seeing. So if this shows on camera, you can see the scratch marks going this way from the wire wheel, but then you can see the vertical cut still. It's just barely there, but it's there. This one, much deeper. And you can kind of see the drag line right through here, about that far. So what we're going to do now is we're going to continually eat at the aluminum just ever so slightly until that drag mark is gone and until this is gone and everything looks the same. This one's going to be the tough one. Let me set you back up. This time I'm going to put you over my shoulder. We'll get you a little closer from a different angle and we'll see what you think. I realize you're further away. Sorry about that. But that's where you got to be for me right now. Because I got a little work to do. For those of you wondering, I'm not pushing very hard. I'm just barely laying a little weight into it. And the reason for that is I'm not exactly trying to dig into it. I'm only wanting to move enough material that everything is flat. And because we have some dig spots, it takes a minute. You gotta work around it, bring all the areas around it down, because this will be a gloss black cover. And if any of these little imperfections remain, it's going to show really good on a gloss black cover. And we don't want it showing really good. So let's focus on getting rid of it. You'd never know. No more cut. No more cut. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Once this is all bead blasted and repowdered, you'll never know. Now let's go over and see what we can do on the other side. We're gonna just take the meat off first. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, guys, because I'm so proud of myself that this came out so nice. I just want to look at it, talk about it. So now that we've cleaned up this cover, notice that this is about the only thing on here that's gloss black right now, except for the lower. We're going to take all these covers off. We're going to end up gloss blacking everything. So step one, guys, step one right now is to get all of this disassembled. So we have the powertrain on the lift here. I'm going to dismantle all of it. So we're going to start by pulling off all the covers that are going to powder. How I'm going to go about this, you might wonder, guys, is we're going to start by taking the heads off, because this is the base of everything and it's the heaviest. This takes a fair amount of torque to break loose. We don't know how this engine looks internally, but we're going to prepare for the worst. So when dismantling your twin cam, there is something rather important that we haven't talked about, and that is take your smallest bolts out first. Get these out of the way. Don't take these big bolts out and leave these in. It's not good. Not good at all. Not saying something bad will happen, but it can. Next we're going to do is we're going to break these loose, and we're going to alternate them backwards. Now I'm going to use this. Whoops. You know what? I just lied to you. I'm going to use this, and I'm just breaking them loose. Some will have more pressure than others. You're going to back it off a little bit at a time, much like I just did, until there's no pressure left. Once you've relieved all the pressure, there you go. Good to go. So repeat. Crack it. Crack it. Crack it. See how that's done? Keep track of your push rods if you're reusing all of your parts, because you'll want your push rods to go to the same lifter. So now that we've gotten that far, oh look what we found in the fins. This goes to an injector connector. I'm gonna save that because I promise we will need that. You always need them. Okay. What do you think we should do, guys? Should we take the ACRs out first? Good call. I like y'all's thinking. I really do. You guys are on it. Just want you to know. And then you get these that are just frozen. Did you guys hear that pop? So that popped over one, didn't loosen it. Well, that's a good question. That is a good question. What is it that I'm going to do now? Try something else. Sometimes it's all we can do, but we're not going to use that one. I have this, which fits, but so does this one. Oh, we got it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not great, so I'm gonna bring you guys in here. Unfortunately, this is what we've got. Now I'm gonna call Joel and we're gonna discuss it together and see what he wants to do. While we wait for Joel to call us back, we're gonna finish taking the engine apart. But it's 9:30 at night here already. It's getting a little late for me. I need to get to bed. I got brunch in the morning. Next week, we're going to finish disassembling. We're going to go through the whole bottom half of this engine and what it looks like and if it's even any good. But before that, I'll see you at brunch.
Boat tour. Chris has never done this. Scenic Boat Tour. I've done this before. It's a lot of fun. We get a lot of fun information.
We got Howard. We got Howard running the boat today.
Yep.
Shout out Howard.
Woo! Oh, that breeze is so nice.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Winter Park Scenic Boat Tour.
Look at all these houses.
Howard, and today we're going to be going into 3 lakes and 2 canals. And we're going to start right here on this lake. It's called Lake Osceola.
Lake Osceola.
Lake Osceola was named after the great war chief Osceola of the Seminole Indian tribe.
Nice. Oh, that feels so nice.
We're getting it.
Woohoo!
I wonder how the feedback is. Look at that house.
Oh, there's so many beautiful houses on this lake. Little out of
They're
our
all
budget.
beautiful houses, every one of them.
Slightly out of our price range.
Way out of our price range.
I think everybody's.
Right.
Now we're going to start right here with this house. This is the James Capon house. James Capon built that house in 1895. That is our oldest house in Winter Park. But what makes that house so unique is that James Capon built that house on the other side of this lake. In order to get it where it is today, they had to float it. So later in our tour, we're on that side of the lake, and I'm going to explain just how they floated that house across the lake. So y'all remember James Capon, 1885,
James
okay?
Capon.
All
Review
right.
quiz.
James Capon, 1885. Look, they got their own
Boy.
beach.
They do.
Isn't that gorgeous? Jeez.
It is.
And we're going to get into our first canal. This is the Fern. And this canal was hand dug in 1870. And a little note about all of our canals, they are all two-way canals. Aren't you glad you sat in that front seat?
Absolutely.
For everybody that says that
We got
Florida's
some bamboo
boring.
here on the right. We call that fishing pole bamboo.
Cane pole.
Cane pole. No, it's not cane. It's bamboo.
Call it a cane pole.
Did you?
Yep. That's what I knew it is.
Ah. Could you imagine having your boat like back off? Because some of these have the boat docks right here.
Now we're
Yeah,
coming up
no.
to our first bridge. This is the Osceola Avenue Bridge. We haven't had much rain lately, but we're in a really light boat. So everybody, watch your heads through here, okay? Be careful. This is a low bridge. It should be all right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Definitely low bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I should put the camera because
It is. See this? See your boat right there? Wouldn't that be crazy?
yeah. Yeah, that would be really crazy. Here's one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great place for a fire pit, though.
Got a little sculpture here on our left. That's Jeremiah,
Bullfrog.
was a bullfrog.
and he was a good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm. Who sang it?
Jethro Tull?
No, Three Dog Night.
I don't know.
And this is Lake Virginia, home to Rollins College.
All right, it's infamous. Right over there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, over there.
That's where Anthony did all his school.
Really?
Yeah, that's why.
Rollins College is very expensive.
Free.
Good.
He passed all the exams. He did all the stuff. He made it happen.
That little canal leads to Lake Mizell. And Lake Mizell is the smallest of all of our lakes here in the chain. It's only about 50 acres. That's also one of the only lakes you can see from the road. So if you're driving around Winter Park and you're looking for the chain of lakes, these are all hidden. You just see little tiny Lake Mizell. Now this is a peninsula named Windsong, and it has 4 estates on it. Folks, this first estate in 1927, that was the Winter Park Gentlemen's Club. You can imagine that as a gentleman's club in the 20s. Those were also tough. Rollins took it over briefly as a music department, but right now it's a privately owned estate. So if you're fortunate enough to have one of these 4 estates, you can have your coffee and sunrise overlooking Lake Mizell, your sunsets and cocktails overlooking Lake Virginia. Let me tell you, when you get your first tax bill, it's an old house from the Orlando Magic. And Horace was a good friend of the tour. He'd see us out here and he'd get on his jet ski, come out and sign autographs and talk to everybody on the boat. Super nice guy. They traded Horace to the LA Lakers, and the people that bought his house had to go into it and just gut it, take everything out. Because Horace was so tall, they had to lower all the cabinetry, had to lower all the sinks. He built a complete basketball court in his basement. Basements in Florida are rare.
Very rare.
Basements in Florida on a lake, that's one of the very few in the entire state.
Forest Grant.
And I tell you, if you've ever seen a 7-foot, 380-pound man on a jet ski, there's something very unnatural about that.
He was a Chicago Bull.
Yeah, he was a bull, then he came here,
Mm-hmm.
then he retired. And he's got an identical twin brother.
Really? I didn't know that. Used to watch him on the Bulls.
Thanks for sticking with us today. Today we went to one of Melissa's favorite brunch spots in Winter Park, the Briarpatch. They bake their bread fresh daily. The service is always great and the food is absolutely amazing. Then we acted as tourists and we took a little tour of the lakes. It's actually the oldest running tour and we learned a lot about the history of Winter Park, things we had no idea about. Lastly, we stopped at the local coffee shop and we purchased some beans to take home and enjoy. We love Winter Park and visit there often. As always, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for joining us on this ride. Wherever you be, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Stay upside and we'll see you on the flip.